Hey everybody, what's going on? Your host AMF1534 here. Welcome back to Let's Play some more Gran Turismo, the ultimate driving simulator. So what I decided to do before I started this video was I went into the settings and I adjusted the volume on both the music and the sound effects, and I brought them down just a little bit because it seemed like during the last episode, especially in races, that the volume on both of those things were still just a little bit too high and it was drowning out my voice in certain parts. So it sounds a lot better now, but if you guys still think that it's just a little bit off and needs more fine-tuning, don't hesitate to mention something in the comments section. There's nothing more annoying than having an improper audio balance through an entire series of videos, and I want to make sure that I have this just perfect for you guys. So now that said, let's get down to business. In the last episode, we finally went and bought our first car, which was a lovely MA70 Supra. We were able to get one small little upgrade. We got a new computer chip in there, and then we went and did some spot races to kind of build up a little bit of money so that we can buy our first major upgrade of the game, which is a Stage 1 turbo kit, which will give us a nice sizable boost for when we start taking down some real challenges. Which, speaking of challenges, when I went to test the audio balance after I had adjusted it a little bit, I remember I had said in the last episode that after we did our last spot race to buy our upgrade, we were going to go do the FR challenge, which I don't think we're going to do that just yet. When I was fooling around with checking the audio balance, I had accidentally gone into the GT League, and I realized that the Sunday Cup is here. And the Sunday Cup is actually really generally supposed to be the first place that you go do races in. That's kind of like the gateway to the world of Gran Turismo, as they like to put it. So this is actually where we're going to be going today after, of course, we get our upgrade from the spot race. So we're going to go to the high-speed ring and check this one out, and we'll get the last remaining bit of money that we need to get that lovely upgrade, and then we'll take on the Sunday Cup, and then we can get some real money and get another upgrade so that we can go take on the FR Challenge. So, dude, okay, I have got an absolute gem of a story for you. I think this might actually be more ridiculous than the dildo story that I just got done telling you guys earlier this evening when I was filming some Grand Theft Auto. This is totally ridiculous, and I didn't even realize that you could actually do this to somebody. But, so, apparently there's a guy, and I think this happened a couple days ago, but there's a guy in Oklahoma. I think he's like 30 or 34 years old. He got sentenced to 30 years in prison because he killed his dad. He killed his dad by giving him an atomic wedgie. I'm not fucking kidding at all. Is that not the most ridiculous thing you've ever heard? Like, first of all, this guy's 30, he's in his 30s, and he gave somebody an atomic wedgie, and it was his dad. Like, I haven't heard of people giving other people atomic wedgies outside of probably middle school. Like, that was probably the last place that I ever saw people giving other people atomic wedgies. And, like, just the fact that, like, the guy was in his 30s, and he was fighting with his dad, who was, like, 58 years old, and he gave his own dad an atomic wedgie, and it fucking killed him. Like, that is the most bizarre thing to me. Like, okay, so here's apparently what the whole thing that was going down. The entire little brouhaha that these two had started off with a fight about their mom. I guess the guy's mom and the dad's wife. But it was a fight that started about her, and then there were apparently punches thrown because the dad had like blunt force trauma, which I guess could be equated to fists, I suppose. And then somehow that led into an atomic wedgie happening. Like, who ever thinks of doing that in a fight? Like, oh, I'm going to wail on you a couple of times in the face, and then I'm going to grab your underwear and pull it over your head. That is just such a bizarre fucking thing. I just can't believe it. And so apparently, here's the other crazy part about the story. So you know, they're fighting, they're throwing fisticuffs, and he gives him the atomic wedgie and pulls the elastic waistband over his head, and then right after that, he just freaking leaves the room. The guy, like, the kid just left. I guess he's not really a kid, but the guy leaves the room, and when he left the room, his dad was still conscious. He left to go make a phone call, I guess, which is just a really weird thing. Like, oh, I'm gonna give you a wedgie, pull this over your face, so now that you're incapacitated, I'm gonna go make a phone call and call my girlfriend, and I'll just come back in the room afterwards. I don't know. So he leaves the room to go make a phone call, and by the time he comes back into the room, his dad was dead. So just in that small window of time, he ended up dying of asphyxiation by his own underwear. It's just totally fucking bonkers. And so he ended up, I think he didn't get charged with first-degree murder though. I think he ended up getting manslaughter instead. But 30 years in the chokey for that? That's so crazy. Like, just imagine like telling that story to your cellmate, like when they ask you, like, hey man, like, how'd you get in? What'd you do? Did you kill a guy? Yeah. Well, how'd you kill him? Did you shoot him? No. Well, did you drown him? No. Well, did you run him over with your car? No. Well, what'd you do to him then? Well, I gave him an atomic wedgie and killed him by suffocation. Is that not just like the weirdest fucking thing? I can't believe that's even real. It's just like the most mind-boggling thing to think of. Especially because, like, you think about, like, I can't even imagine that, I didn't even know that, like, atomic wedgies were even possible, really. Like, you think about the premise of that happening, like, you're pulling a standard pair of underpants all the way over the back of a guy's head, like, over his face. Like, I didn't even think that was actually something you could do. Like, I'm sitting here pulling on my boxer shorts right now. Like, I'm not pulling them super hard, because why the hell would I give myself, my own person, a fucking wedgie to prove a point? But, like, I'm pulling on these pretty good, and these are only coming out maybe just a few inches. Like just the sheer amount of force that you'd have to pull those things all the way over the back of somebody's head over their face is astonishing. Like, I would imagine that, like, before they'd even get to that point, they probably would have just, like, torn off. You know, he'd have, like, a bloody asshole or whatever from that, you know, sheer amount of force in pulling that. But I just, like, I can't in all likelihood believe those things wouldn't have torn on the way up there. Like, mine would have done it. There's no possible way that somebody would have pulled that off. I guess I'm struggling to understand that a standard pair of underpants that didn't have, like, this crazy elastic waistband would actually contain the elasticity needed for that type of scenario to even be a possibility. You know? Who knows? Who knows? For all I know, the article might even be fake. I have it sitting there in my browser somewhere, but, I mean, to me it looked like it was legit, but I don't know. There are so many stories these days that you end up finding out later that are just totally fake. But just the fact that even made it as a headline anywhere is, it's pretty wild, man. I don't know. Just the fact that that's even a tactic in, like, if it is in fact real, just the fact that anybody thought of that as a tactic to use against their own father, it's just, that deserves, like, its own like faulty medal right there. Like give that guy like a tin medal, not even like your traditional bronze, silver, gold. Give him a tin medal for that, just for the sheer thought of doing that. you gotta get some type of accolade, you know. All right, we got that 9 points to start against a Starlet Glanza V, a Mirage, and a Sylvia Q's. Speaking of Sylvias, you know a car I just thought of that I absolutely adored when I was playing GT2? Damn, 3K for that short little race? Holy smokes. Man, we're going to be in good shape going forward. Yeah, dude, you know what car I just thought of that I had an absolute blast with when we were playing GT2 was that Daishin Sylvia. Was it Daishin or Dyson? I don't remember. But dude, we did a lot of important ass races with that car. We did some endurance races with it. We did some championship races with it. That car was amazing, like truly amazing. I try not to say amazing with too many things because I think it's like it's among one of like the absolute top shelf of words. But it was truly an amazing car in that game because you could do virtually fucking anything with it. You had the ability to do endurance races, and you had the ability to do championship stuff, and just like, even though it only had about like 400 and something horsepower, I think, it had impeccable handling skills. The acceleration was beautiful, and just everything about it was awesome. Aside the fact that it had kind of like a really weird, like, baby shit mustard color to it, with like a weird, like, hint of burnt orange in there, but... So, visually, not the most appealing thing, but my god, I loved that car like a son. So, yeah, you know, maybe we'll find it in this game somehow, I don't know. I don't think that we looked at the special vehicles that Nissan had to offer, so, dude, if it's in there, I may shed a tear of joy. I just might. You never know. Oh, man, I do really enjoy the music in this game better than the other one. Just like... I can just, I could definitely get used to hearing this lady with her weird, like, no, little note. I could hear that infinitely more times than hearing that fucking, like, that song was enough to make me want to just rip my own spleen out. Like, I could just... turn it off! Somebody neuter me! Like, that's the only thing I could think of in essence of that. Alright, we are moving along quite nicely. I do love the fact that these are 2-lap races. There's so much to be said about the difference between 2- and 3-lap races, aside the fact that it's 1 lap. But that 1 lap, it always... That 3rd lap always just seems so much longer for some reason. Because, you know, you have all that tension building up, and you're just like, oh my god, I can't fucking mess up anything, I need to make sure that we're doing it correctly, and all this stuff. One wrong move will totally fuck me in the ass, and you don't need to have any of that. Nobody. Most people are not down with that, especially when you're a guy, unless, you know, you swing that way. But, you know, generally. Man, I just got a shitload of retweets on stuff. Good lord. I'm not like I'm pissed off about it, like, god, who the hell wants to do any of that shit? Alright, well, we're looking pretty good right now, as long as we don't have a catastrophically awful final race here. I think we're going to lock up the old championship, which I think that might also lock us up a prize car for the garage. Okay. I think I need to get, like, some WD-40 on this car. Or not... That didn't even make any sense at all. Yeah, I gotta get some WD-40 on this car. The whole thing is so goddamn squeaky. I meant for this chair that I'm sitting in. It's just, like, every time I move, it just has to freaking squeak so damn much, and I hate it. I hate it. Like, I hate moving in this chair, but I have to. Like, I gotta kind of shift my weight around just a little bit, otherwise I get kind of uncomfortable. Alright, Grand Valley East, huh? Definitely better than the full Grand Valley Speedway. I fucking hate that one. It is so long. But I will take this one. This one's way better. Kind of a... The track design, it kind of looks like a... Kind of looks like a ghost or something. Kind of, sort of. Or like a... Maybe like a... It kind of almost looks like a beaver, actually. Like a beaver, like, kind of leaning forward, like, on its four legs, kind of leaning forward, and that turn that we just went on with its long-ass tail. I don't know. Maybe that's just my ability to see figures and things. I know that's kind of a stretch. Like, why the hell would you pick a beaver over something else with a tail? But, hey, you know, I'm just trying to make some conversation, dog. You know? Okay, here we go. Yeah, I'm so glad that I decided to accidentally stumble upon the Sunday Cup rather than going into that FR challenge. There's just something that tells me that we probably weren't ready for that. I don't know why. I mean, it is considered a special event. I mean, this is in the league stuff, I guess, so either, I mean, could have very easily been mistaken either way, but Sunday Cup definitely sounds a little bit less threatening than FR challenge. That sounds like there's a little bit more of a formidable, quote-unquote, challenge in there, as opposed to, yes, it's a Sunday, let's go out and race in whatever car is sitting in our fucking garage at the time. Why not, you know? It sounds more like an amateur's cup, you know? And, again, it's also helping me hone my skills and getting used to driving this car, even though we probably won't be doing it for a whole lot longer, but just long enough that, you know, it's good that we're doing this. I wonder what our prize car is going to be, or if we even get one at all. It's probably not going to be anything great, I would assume. Here we go. awesome. Speaking of, okay, thinking back on this whole thing about the guy that got killed with the atomic wedgie, since we're in the realm of, you know, various like middle school and like grade school punishments, you know, given by bullies, I wonder if anybody in the same age range, like in the 30s to 50s, if there's obviously somebody out there that's dumb enough to give their own father an atomic wedgie that kills him. I wonder if anybody ever did that. Like, I wonder if like a girl, like a 30-year-old woman, ever gave her mom like a fucking swirly and she ended up drowning. Or just like another similar scenario where like a 30-year-old gave like his brother a swirly and killed him, or, you know, he gave like his dad a swirly and killed him or something. Because that was like the other big like grade school and or middle school like bullying thing, was like, oh man, I'm gonna get you and I'm gonna fucking give you I'm gonna stick your head in the toilet and flush it, and then you're gonna smell like pee, crap, and toilet water. Hooray! That'll teach you to mess with me even though you weren't doing anything at all to provoke me into doing it. What do we got? Championship bonus. Holy crap! 15,000 bucks for doing just the Sunday Cup? Are you nuts? I mean, I ain't complaining. That is awesome. Series champion and a new car. Oh my god, this is like Christmas right now. We got a cool-ass trophy, we got a new car, and what, fucking $24,000 for that? Wow, that is awesome. What did we get? What the hell do we have in here right now? A Mazda Demio. Oh, that damn thing? Oh, good god. However, we can probably put that to use somewhere. Isn't there like a lightweight cup or something that we can use for that? I think there is. Yeah, there's that lightweight cup right there. Even though there's an Acura Integra and a Supra, or that's an FTO, isn't it? Yeah, I don't think. What do we? Definitely get some nice money out of that too. 5,000 a race, huh? Oh, so that's the incentive of actually doing. That's the incentive of actually doing qualifying races. You get a pole position bonus of 2,000 bucks. Interesting, huh? So that's why they do it. Oh, I like that. Okay. Well, now, I mean, if I'm in a pinch and I need some extra money, I might actually think about doing that. It is kind of an annoyance, but hey, you know, if you're gonna get some, if they're at least gonna comp you some cash out of it, I mean, you can't be too upset about it. Alright, my friends, well, I think that we're good for this episode, so when we come back on the next installment of Let's Play Gran Turismo, the Ultimate Driving Simulator, we're going to go head off to the garage and we're going to soup this car up pretty good. We got some awesome, awesome money that we can use to beef this car up, and then, that, my friends, is when we will take on the FR Challenge, because we're going to be in good fucking shape. So until then, my friends, this is your host, AMF1534, saying thank you guys for watching, and I will see you next time. Take care, and watch your underwear. It is prime territory for some yeesh.